Hello there, namaste. I'm Levi, aka EL-SCRIBBLER. This is Maurice.
It's your boy Maurice back at it again. What up, everybody?
Yeah, the Last of Us episode 4 from season 2, of course, just dropped, and this is gonna have spoilers. Let's just get that out of the way. It's gonna have spoilers because we're talking about it. We're just talking about it.
And then you can okay,
yeah.
Okay. Hey, so dude, I was so surprised. We got Josh Peck. We got Josh Peck in The Last of Us, bro. Like, where the hell does that happen?
Okay, I gotta say, I like Isaac.
Oh, absolutely.
I like him. He seems pretty dope. The cold open. Do you not remember the cold open?
Oh, dude, fuck yeah, I remember the cold open. I ain't gonna lie, because when I turned it on, I remember I just woke up, so I'm sitting there searching for my glasses and my remote control. So finally, I'm playing it, and I'm watching, I'm listening to the story, but I'm just like, still waking up. The second I'm sitting there thinking he's getting ready to kill the civilians that come up to him. Oh, then next thing I know, he turns around and blows his own team up.
So what I was thinking was he was like the good guy. He was going to go and talk them down and be like, because they call them voters, and you realize why they call them voters, because it's an insult, because they have no say.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And I thought he was going to go and be like, listen up, I understand your plight, but then he turns around and calls the one person out who wasn't laughing, who wasn't enjoying the jokes when someone's head got bashed in, because he was just handing out pamphlets.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, what the heck? And he turns around and then gasses them all. He didn't blow them up, he gassed them.
Yeah.
So
jizz boy. I'm like, yeah. At least they gave Josh the best story, the best dialogue in this scene.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. They were like, the fact that he was like, oh, you're all Greenbergs. You're all that one guy who's gonna bash someone's head in just because you don't care. You don't value someone else's thought process. I enjoyed that. I absolutely did. And this episode, I think it's probably one of my favorites, even including the Jacksonville. Really? Yeah, mainly because you feel the tension. You feel how tense it is, because we've both played the game. Not so much too, but that situation when you're hiding, cowering, as people are looking for you. Of course, me and you would hunt everyone down in the room till they send more people in. But I've been in that situation.
In the game, right? In the game, right?
Yeah, in the game.
Okay, I was about to say, like, what the fuck? Now, this whole episode, it straight up felt like the game. It felt like, like with the music when you're getting cornered, even just hearing them, I swear, the second, you just see them hiding and crouching, go find everybody. I'm like, damn, this really got that game. This straight up feels like the game atmosphere now, because now I'm like, okay, we got to start going corners. You got to choke somebody out, stab them. That's exactly what Ellie was doing, which is what I was loving.
Yep, and the fact that Ellie and Dina are splitting up, going to different places to hide, trying to find their escape plan, and Ellie gets away because we're following her, and then Dina appears there, just like in the game.
Yeah,
Like, how did Dina get there? But it doesn't matter. It's still awesome to watch and follow the entire thing. I absolutely loved that scene, seeing what the scars are capable of, especially after you got Isaac having this dialogue about how he loved to cook, because it was the only thing he was good at, because he can't talk to women. There was these copper pans. They heat up quickly, but they don't hold heat. I was just like,
and the fact that he always wanted one, but he kind of couldn't get it now that the apocalypse is here. Yeah. No, you said it was one of your favorites. I was kind of like, it was cool only because, I mean, it was just more kind of like, I guess it was like action, them going against the wolves and all that. Me personally, I just wanted to see more of Isaac. I wanted to see more of the scare fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is what they're called. But I mean, it was cool. I mean, the second it said Seattle, I'm like, all right, it's official. These next episodes is day 1, day 2, day 3 is going to end with her running into Abby, and then next season is going to be all Abby. My question is, how fans already hated that in the game. They're really going to talk shit about the next season. It's probably you're probably going to see critic score 95, fucking audience score 32. I can see it right now.
But I think that's why they took Joel out almost immediately, because if we had more time with Joel, like to episode 3 to episode 4,
Well,
that would have lingered with us longer. Now we're spending more time with Dina and Ellie. And I was hoping when Ellie was playing the song, as she's coming across certain words about how it's like she's playing Take On Me, and the words she was saying, it was just like Joel was willing to save her life, and it's better to save a life than say sorry or something like that. And Ellie's singing these words, and it's like relevant to Joel saving her life. I was hoping she'd choke up, but no, we get our reaction through Dina. And I like Dina because she's the one we can actually see everything through. I feel she's carrying the episode, the way she's acting when Ellie is bitten, the way she's vomiting every time she sees a corpse. I mean, I know I'd probably do the same if I saw intestines dangling out of a body, even though they have a reason for that. But I gotta say, Dina is by far the one character I'd see myself through. I don't see myself through Ellie, because Ellie's more of a
Ellie
brick
just
wall.
Ellie just just gonna be tough and hard in this entire time. She's not really gonna show emotion. She sees a bunch of dead bodies, and I mean she have an expression, but you won't really see it there. She don't. She's all about vengeance. So of course, she's gonna be that one that's just gonna be the, what am I looking for? The straight laced, the straight faced person.
She's the guy.
Yeah, basically. I mean, hell, she even said it. She even said it earlier. I'm going to be a dad. But,
honestly, I think no. Now that piece of dialogue she had, where I'm going to be a dad, that is the line that hit me, because it's like she had Joel. Joel was an amazing father to her, and now she gets to do what Joel did to her and pass on the knowledge. Imagine being able to pass on what you were taught, and that hit me hard, because I was like, oh. I feel that piece of dialogue. You're going to be the father to the child. I just absolutely love that line. That's like the one piece of dialogue Ellie had where I'm like, oh, now that hits me. Everything else was Dina, because when Ellie's playing the guitar, you feel like choking up and crying because, well, who taught her all those skills? Who spent their time raising her? Joel.
But I mean, outside of that, though, I mean, man, I saw the part when she get bit. I'm like, honestly, they taking a lot of the stuff straight from the game, which I like. I was waiting for them to get Dina to get caught and all that for her to get bit. But the way they get into that sex scene, I'm immune, I'm pregnant. All right, let's smash. I'm like,
okay. So
I'm sorry. I hate when it be an apocalypse, and I know for a fact y'all motherfuckers ain't wash up for like 5-6 days. Y'all going in the swamp water, fighting infected, so y'all covered in blood, and then y'all want to sit there and go down on some nasty, marinated 6-day filtho cooch. That's just
Well, remember they brought up morning breath.
I want to talk about some fucking morning breath. Oh God, I take morning breath over. Get out of here, bro. I saw that, and I'm just like, okay, I know y'all ain't got hand sanitizer. I know you ain't got hand sanitizer.
I don't really care for sex scenes to begin with. I think they went on too long, but at this point in time, after Game of Thrones, after Spartacus, at least they didn't show any dangly bits or any actual nudity. They just showed the actions, kind of like they did in Sinners. They didn't show anything in Sinners, yet they're just doing the act.
Speaking of Spartacus, bro, I still hate that you watched that shit while I was in the room. I'll wake up and you'd have the TV blasting, bro. And I'll wake up, turn around, and it's just like 20 dicks around. I'm like, dog, man, put the headphones in or something, man. I be trying to go to sleep and I just be hearing that shit, dude. That was horrible. But I don't know. Yeah. This episode, honestly, I'm excited for the next episode. This episode was straight. I wasn't a big fan of it. Like I'd go back and watch it. I just liked it for Isaac and some of the action. That's about it.
Isaac, and it felt like the game. It felt, out of all the episodes, this is the one that felt like the game. That's the thing. It's the nostalgic feel of being in that tense situation and being like, oh, we got away. Yes, I know you had an issue with how they rushed into the, well, remember, she's pregnant. She's hormonally out of balance. Yeah. So it makes sense that she'll jump at it. And Ellie's been holding back her lust for her for the longest time. and it's such an emotional situation. It makes sense.
I give you
but
that.
Yeah, they're like 5 days crusty. Just you do what you got to do, man. You do what you got to do.
And then y'all are females, so I mean,
you do what you got to do. Just for
like, I don't eat with that, so I'm fine with that. But you got to,
you're willing to watch Transporter, man. You're willing to watch Transporter.
True, but not after 5, 6, 7.
But that's what I think. It's just like, so they literally did what Abby did to Jacksonville. They awakened the herd, and the wolves attracted all the infected. So they are
towards the end.
Yeah, they are having to deal with what Ellie and Dina kind of started.
I hope so. I hope that's what's gonna happen, because I know in the next episode we're getting her versus Nora. So yeah, I can't wait for that scene.
But what I want is, as much as I would like to see another Jacksonville scene, I don't want to know how Wolf defends their territory. I want to just see it as Ellie and Dina are trying to sneak in, like them looking
that's
over
what I'm
walls.
hoping.
And you see the explosions, you see the infected raiding and everything. That is what I want, not the in the action like Jacksonville. We had that epic scene. We don't need another one. As cool as it could be, it just feel like overdone. Being in the tense situation of trying to sneak into a base of hostiles while infected are raiding it, it just seems more interesting, because there would be going slow, listening to every sound. Because that one scene where Dina's quiet, closing her eyes, and then she's counting. How many voices does she hear of the infected?
Yeah.
That was just perfectly done. I loved it. Like, that's why I liked this episode so much, is because it just felt more grounded than anything. And then, of course, it ends on the best note where you see everything happened in the background. And I'm just like, come on.
I knew he wasn't going to get that, bro. I was just like, come on, man.
The episode is 1 hour and 6 minutes long. I go out, I pause it while they're on the roof, because it's like, oh, we got 16 minutes left. I go out, grab another cup of coffee, because it's like, all right, where the action's going to start. I hit play, they hold hands, credits. And I'm like, dude, we have 15 minutes left. How
do you think I felt with those fucking Disney Marvel shows? I'm like, oh, bet we got 15 minutes left. Nope, we about to give you 30 minutes of 30 minutes of credits, bro. I hate that.
So freaking pissed.
Because they got to talk. They got to give us the trailer for the next episode. Then they got to talk about the episode that you just watched. So yeah, dude. Like, just if it says 1 hour, just say 45 minutes. It's really 45 minutes.
Yeah, because I was so excited. I got my coffee. I was like, all right, let's sit down. Let's watch this. I want to see some more of what's going to happen.
Right. Nope. I really hope we get more Isaac, though, because the best thing about them splitting it is we get Isaac here from, like, the Ellie story or whatever, which I hope hopefully they cross paths. And then next season, you should be getting more of Isaac, because now Abby is working directly under this motherfucker. Because that's the main thing that pissed me off about the actual game. They kept talking about Isaac. Isaac pops up 2 times and then gets shot. And I think that's like some bull. Oh, and by the way, we're probably going to get Lev and or is it Dev or Lev?
I think it was Lev. Okay,
Lev and the sister in the next season for sure. Unless they pop up at the end. But yeah, so I don't know. I like this episode. It was cool. Oh, what was the last episode? I think I liked it better than the last episode. Definitely.
Yeah, much better. Because the last one was them just
grieving
traveling to Seattle.
Yeah, the grieving and the traveling. Oh, and I love that they brought up the all the rainbows in Seattle. Yeah, because when I was playing the game, I'm like, bro, why the fuck is everything rainbow, rainbow, rainbow? And then come to find out, like, I looked into Seattle, and no, it's like an actual street that has actually had all that. No, but I love that they didn't know about the what the pride meant, so just call them the rainbow people.
Yeah,
or something like that.
It's been 20 years. All that paint, all those flags, all that stuff wouldn't be there.
After 20 years, I feel you.
Yeah, 20 years. That wouldn't be there. Heck, my dad has an American flag hanging out front. It barely lasts 6 months before it's war-torn and weathered. There's no way that stuff would be there.
Yeah.
So it's like, you see that and it's like, they're just putting it there to hint at, Ellie's gay. Well, of course, everybody knows.
Of course we know. We're about to see more of that at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I loved how they did it in the first game where she's gay, Bill's gay, but they don't, it's more of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge than it is because you see the magazine that's all sticky. That Ellie's like, oh, it's sticky because Bill is gay, Ellie's gay, but they don't force it down your throat. That's what I think most of the people had issue with the second game. It's like in your face everywhere. You're walking down the streets of Seattle 20 years later, and for some reason you still have flags flying. You still have paint on the walls. Like, okay, sure, that's highly realistic. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I felt that for sure.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like it belongs. But at the same time,
is there anything else though?
But I enjoyed this episode. I really did. I'm trying to think because Isaac, I really like his character. Like, who do they ever hint at who did start the fight? Was it the wolves or was it the Seraphites?
Because I think it didn't really matter. It's just the fact that
they're talking about
I think they're basically just saying, okay, you broke the truth, we broke the truth. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. This is where we're at right now. That's basically what he's saying. It doesn't fucking matter. We're here right now.
That's the thing. I love the piece of dialogue where Isaac's talking with them, and it's just like, oh, we have automatic weapons. All you have is bolt action rifles, hammers, and arrows.
Yeah.
But the Seraphites are extremists. They're absolutely crazy. I would be more afraid of someone who's religiously crazy, I mean, you know the type, than someone who's sane and knows to run away. I'd be afraid of the person who's going to strap a bomb to himself and blow up a building for some unknown reason. I'd be more afraid of that person than someone who's like, you guys are just crazy. I'm gonna run away.
I know the type. Do we both know this person?
No, we both don't know this. You know the type. You have friends who have changed.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And then it's all this, that. It's just like, no, everyone has a right to think for themselves.
I know you're talking about now. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. But in the fact that he's all, none of our people go to the wolves, but every day a wolf comes to us. It's just that piece of dialogue. And the fact that Isaac realizes he can't break him because he just raises another hand after being cooked. And it's just, I freaking love it. That's what I loved about this episode. It's more to the raw dynamics of this world. Not because Jacksonville seems way too modern. It's dealing with modern world problems. Oh, we don't have enough housing when everyone has their own house. That makes no sense. In Seattle, they're at war with just extremists, like these people who believe that this prophet went up to the stars, who was this 13-year-old girl. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. But when people are lost, people fall for that stuff. So it makes sense that the wolves transition over because they want to find a longing. They want to find a reason to live.
I ain't never falling for that shit. I'm going to where everybody got guns and shit.
Yeah, you're going to, but that's the thing. That's the thing. People end up breaking over time. They can't keep a grip on reality, that they fall for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I love this episode just because of the darkness of it, the grittiness of it, the fact that I don't think Isaac's doing anything wrong, but I still don't like him. Yeah. But I do like him at the same time because he's torturing someone. Like, how long had he been torturing him? For a long period of time before he did his monologue about cooking?
Yeah.
But yeah, Isaac seems absolutely dope. And I think
Jeffrey Wright's a great actor.
Yeah. If anything, we need more cold opens. We definitely do. I think if Isaac's only in these a few shots, I'm going to be pissed. I think he should have had multiple cold opens of how he took control.
Well, if it's this episode, I could see this probably being like one of his only episodes for this season. I wouldn't be surprised because, like I said, he'll play a more bigger part in Abby's story versus Ellie's story. Yeah. So we'll see. But because like, okay, we're in Jacksonville. I was about to say Jacksonville season 2. Yeah, nothing really happens with Ellie except she's gonna kill. She's gonna kill, them one by one. She's gonna go to the aquarium where she kills the pregnant one who I couldn't stand. She kills Owen. Yeah. Oh yeah, she doesn't even cross paths with Tommy. she's gonna cross paths with Tommy at the end. So shit, man. Like I said, honestly, it's crazy, but I enjoyed Abby's story a lot better in the game. I mean, like, you know, her portion of the story, I feel like hers was more exciting.
That's the thing. I'm feeling it off the season because I haven't cared for Ellie since the beginning, except for a few emotional scenes in the last episode dealing with the death of Joel. In this one, it's primarily Dina. Dina, when she's first introduced, she's playful. She's wanting to get to know her future father-in-law, even though she doesn't know all that stuff. It's just all that stuff. I feel Dina's personality more than I feel like Ellie's brick wall. It's because they're writing Ellie as a guy, but it's not coming across as such. She should still have some kind of emotional tether. She did in the last episode for a bit, and then she went back to being, the bigot sandwiches guy. I'm not going to stand him. I'm going to just ignore everyone. I'm just not going to care. I'm going to play an instrument that Joel taught me and have Dina cry before me because she's the one that holds all the emotion in the scene. Dudes cry, okay? Dudes cry. Ellie, feel free to cry.
I mean, I cried when Joel died. So
exactly. Ellie screamed. Ellie got mad and angry. But yeah, feel free to cry.
Yeah.
Feel free to cry, Ellie. Writers, make her cry. Because Bella Ramsey is a good actress. She really is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Liked her scenes in Game of Thrones because you can believe this 10-year-old girl is in charge of the Northern tribe. You can easily believe it. and now we have her just being a brick wall. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You could do something with her. But no, Dina's the one who's really the main character for me of this series. If you go back and rewatch it, it's Dina the one who really brings something to the table.
It's like we're in season 1, you know, Bella Ramsey was able to be more playful, also just like showing different range. But now here it's like, I guess you could say she's that action star. Well, not an action star, but that role to where she's just like, okay, I'm all about action. Like I'm all about going to kill this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically where she's at.
Who's the only person this series or this season that's done a dad joke?
Dina.
Yeah. The barbecue.
I hated that joke.
It's a dad joke, dude.
It's a
they suck.
Joke.
They're not supposed to be good.
But I mean, that wasn't good at all. A barbecue, that wasn't good at all.
But that was
you know, I've sat and listened to those puns on the video game. You know, I have, and I actually laughed at a lot of those. Barbecue was horrible. It was horrible. So fuck all that.
But you think about it from Dina's perspective. She wants to win Ellie's heart, so she's willing to do whatever. But what happened to Ellie? Ellie didn't do that before Joel died. Of course, she's supposed to be angry with Joel, but she still hasn't gotten back to that playful self. And it's like of course, she lost Joel. She felt betrayed when Joel told her the truth, but she's become a completely different person. And I think we're supposed to feel everything through Dina because Dina's the one who's basically taken Ellie's place.
Yeah.
In the first film, it was Joel who was the one who was bitter. It was Joel who was the one who was, kind of standoffish until he warmed to Ellie. Now we have Ellie doing that, but not to the same extent. And then you have Dina who's taken the role of Ellie.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, this is still my favorite episode. We get more of Dina. Still, we have too long of a sex scene, even though they don't show anything. They still show the action of it.
It was all of like 20 seconds. They kissed, she put her hand on her penis, call it a day.
Yeah. Runs her hands down and then, wake up together, cuddling in the middle of a lobby after leaving a location where the wolves were searching. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
whatever.
Overall, good episode.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I feel it's definitely worth watching. Moving on.
All righty. Now, time for the Thunderbolts. Probably a big fucking surprise.
Yes. Yes.
I wasn't expecting nothing from this movie. You had a bunch of characters. I'm like, Ghost. Y'all bringing back Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm like, all right, y'all are really just scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But no, hey, what was the opening scene? You know what's funny? I was on my way to the theater. I was
the narration.
knocked out. Huh? It was a narration. Oh, yeah. With her job and all that. I did like that scene. I love the
okay. I hate narration.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fact that you realize she's talking to a person she was contracted to kill, telling him, venting to him. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I was like, okay, we're just getting a quick narration as she's going through the building, doing all this and that. Because I've been seeing people complaining about it. Like, but that's the thing.
Scene?
Not the opening scene, just Thunderbolts in general. And it's like, okay, you have the same typical bad guy politics, and then you have a powerful being who's way too powerful. But I freaking love Bob. I'm not gonna lie, Bob was awesome. He's the heart of the crew. He's the heart of the crew. And another thing that was weak is the lady's afraid of impeachment, and that makes no sense. Bill Clinton was impeached and he remained in office. Impeachment means nothing if the person doesn't step down.
True.
That's the thing. It means nothing if the person doesn't step down. So she seems like the type, even if she was impeached, she wouldn't step down. So why was she afraid of it? That whole thing made no sense. But
I hated her. I hated her. She was definitely the main villain. Not even by Century. Nope. It was Void. It was her. She was the villain. Because I mean, dude, she's one of those that, I'm gonna make the world a better place by any means necessary. No matter how many men, women, and children she kills.
She's not the villain. She's the one who kind of orchestrates the whole film to take place. Yeah. But the true message of the film, the true villain of the film is like people dealing with depression, people dealing with dead-end jobs. I mean, you get it at the start of the film where Yelena is talking about, I go to work, I go home, I feel empty inside, I go back to work, I do my job, I go home.
When she said that, I was just like, wow, you really you basically explained my whole fucking routine. And that's when I was just like, this movie's great. Because every last one of them is dealing with that. I mean, like, look at John Walker. He's looking at himself being a failure, even though he has this wife, this child. He's looking at, he's sitting there looking at shit that should have been done differently. He's now, and the way that he
talks about it with the other failures, that I'm married, I have a child, I'm happy, I have things to go back to. You guys are all failures. When he himself is a failure, I freaking loved it. Like, people are complaining about it because it's the same cliche. No, this has a story from the beginning with Yelena talking about the fact that she's unhappy. They are all unhappy.
But because even the Void that takes over Bob, he's over here like, you're always going to be alone and all. Dude, that's depression. That's depression. That's mental fucking illness. The fact that he's sitting there in this spot, one of his memories, and it's just his fucking dad beating on his mom and all that.
Yep,
like, bro, the whole movie. Yes, the whole movie was about depression, and the main villain was the darkness inside of everybody.
Yep. You see what I mean?
There talking to us and telling us like, no matter what happens, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be alone. I'm like, bro.
That is the real villain of the story. That's why I loved it. Because it's not the cliche superpowered dude. It's not the cliche politician. It's an actual message that anyone can relate to, no matter what, no matter if they're successful. Everyone's had a dark period in their life. That's why I freaking loved Bob, because he's like, doesn't get along with Walker. And then he's talking with Yelena. It was just like, what do you do with that? He just wants to die. And she's like, you just push it deep down inside, deep down.
And the fact that basically, it's always going to be tough, but it's easier when you got people around you and all that, which was when everybody holds them, is there for them. That's how they defeat it. I'm like, bro,
the message of the freaking story. That's why I loved it. And I've been seeing people complaining about it. And I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Yes, it's got a superpower person who's. They basically took the concept from Superman 4, where the guy makes a copy of Superman, but with blonde hair and an S on his chest, literally.
But let's get back to the fight where they all, the whole team fight for the first time. That whole scene was awesome. I loved every bit.
Everyone
I loved every bit of it.
Contracted to kill.
Ghost,
it's like, I'm not here for you.
Ghost was actually dope. I love how she was really like using her powers and shit. But damn, did they kill Taskmaster like that? And it's like I get it. Like, because I mean, if you really look at the trailers, she always has that one scene. Even in the poster, she's like tucked in the corner. And I looked at
Bob.
I looked at the. He's in a.
Yep, he's squished behind John Walker's arm. You don't see him. He's crushed in the corner. I didn't realize him till I was editing. I was like, oh, Bob's here.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
He looks Bob's there. Bob's you don't notice it. I
don't know if y'all can see that. Look at that. I never noticed Bob.
Bob's there.
Dog. I done saw this poster a million times and I never noticed him. But
I freaking love it,
dude. Like because even in the listing, you have Olga Kurylenko who plays Taskmaster at like 4th billing, and then she got like one line: "I'm not here for you." Pop, and I was just like, "Oh, she's getting back up. She's getting back up.
The same.
She's getting back." Okay, maybe it's like, bro. I was so shocked in the theater. I was getting ready to jump on my phone and Google it. I was like, "Ain't no way.
But what
and then they looted the body.
Yeah,
they looted the body, bro.
I loved it. They all looted her. It's just like,
I was like, no,
I can use this.
And I get it. Everybody was pissed about her in Black Widow. The thing is, though, this character was brainwashed. So they had no fucking choice. They were screwed over from the get-go. Give her a little bit of redemption. We're just gonna shoot her and take her weapons.
I don't think she wanted to do the role anymore with how much lashback there was.
Okay, so we don't need you. Just keep you under the mask. Hell, this is the thing. We can always recast you. We just recasted William Hurt as Thunderbolt with Harrison Ford. I'm sorry, Olga Kurylenko, I like you for Hitman, but you're not a big star. We can recast you. Really, all you did was like, we saw your face for like what? 2 minutes in Black Widow. Right. I'm pretty sure nobody's going to remember.
But they had to show that these people are willing to go.
I get it. But damn, did they really have to make her the fucking what's his name from Suicide Squad? The dude that can climb anything. Dude? Yeah. At least let
He's
him
good at climbing.
Yeah. At least let Taskmaster get like a mission or something. But it was just the fact that Pop take their stuff. All right, bet. I'm just like, wow. Yeah, I get it. They're not really the bad guys, but I get, that, it's like, hey, it is what it is. But this is like, damn.
But this film is like, so one thing I don't like with most Marvel films is they'll try to do like a heart-tugging speech. And then the very next sentence, the same person tries to say something funny. It was like you negate everything you just said. This one balances so much better because, like I was saying, Bob is wanting to die. He feels like he doesn't deserve to live. Yelena is trying to convince him, oh, you just push it down and you continue living. John Walker calls over, starts insulting him. Hey, are you guys done with your therapy session over there? And brings us out. It makes us laugh.
It's not like John Walker in
Yelena cracking a joke.
Yeah.
It's not Bob cracking a joke. It was John Walker cracking a joke. And I love that because they're all terrible people that they're able to do that.
Can we agree the weakest link is Ghost, Ava?
Yeah, I gotta say the one thing.
I mean, I like her better here than I did in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but just out of all of them, she's kind of like the weakest link.
Well, you have this speech about how you had to build a suit so your body can stay intact, yet your mask is always off. Your mask your face would fall into particles and dissipate. That's why you wear.
Does she have to wear that suit? She
has to wear that suit.
So she can't like wash up.
Yeah, her body will fall into particles, which is why she was kept in a cage in Ant-Man and Wasp. Of course, most people don't remember the story, but you don't like. What I like is you don't have to watch those other things to know these characters. You don't have to. It was so well done. They have some subtle stories and hints to what happened before, but you don't need that because the story is about their own depression.
Yeah.
How they're all dealing with it. I mean, and the way it goes about being funny, like I'm gonna jump to the end here just because I want to say it. The whole dream sequence, how you're introduced to Yelena in the red room, how you're introduced to the fact that she's an alcoholic after her job because she's unhappy, how you're introduced to Bob getting beaten, it's the quietest room, how you, and then everyone else shows up, and what do you get? You have Bob in a chicken suit beating up all of them.
Yes.
He's just like, and he's all, I'm sorry, I was on meth. And it's hilarious. You go from being absolutely dark. And
I was so surprised. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Bob. It's a sad thing for Bob, but it was hilarious to see him wielding that thing like a freaking quarterstaff, beating up all these Thunderbolts.
That was such a surprise. I was just like, what the hell? Like, nah. And I love when they break into the you know, the little dream, into the quiet room or whatever, and everybody of course saw their own you know, everything that they're going through. Where Bucky is just like, oh yeah, you know, my life was just fine, you know, it was real quiet and peaceful. And I'm just like, all right, Winter Soldier.
Well, he had 90 years of life. That's the thing.
Yeah. But no, that chicken suit part was funny.
But that's what I mean.
Oh,
is like
also Red Guardian, David Harbour, too much. Like he was funny at times, but at the same time, it was just like, damn, bro. It's like, it's every part of your dialogue is just you yelling and cracking jokes. It was kind of getting played out. Like it was great in Black Widow because he wasn't a big part, so it was a small role. So yeah, it was, you know, a big comic relief. Well, that's you the entire time. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm getting kind of sick of it.
He even gets his own post-credit scene, which pissed me off. It was like, dude, come on, this is way played out.
I mean, I get the Wheaties vibes because I get the Wheaties because the posters, the stand, the big cardboard cutout is a Wheaties poster. You know, so I do like that. You know, they on the Wheaties. I like that, but I was getting kind of tired of him. I'm not even gonna lie, it sucked, but I was getting tired of him. But the best part that made me laugh with him was when he saves the little girl and he's like, "You're safe now." Boom, she turns into a shadow, bro. I was in the theater. I was like, God damn, and started laughing out loud. The whole theater was quiet, and I'm in that bitch laughing.
Yeah, he can't save no one. But I freaking loved it because a bunch of misfits are forced to work together to take for the greater good. It's basically the same thing of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
You just explained the Suicide Squad.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is why the Guardians of the Galaxy worked. You have a bunch of people that hate each other having to work together. They all have their own issues.
Yep.
And that's the key. I'm tired of these superheroes being perfect. It's like, you're not. Everyone has problems. And the fact that these people are actually human beings. I freaking love that. They all have their own issues. And yes, Ghost was the weakest link. I think Taskmaster did better than Ghost because she had much less screen time.
Speaking of that, what was I about to say? What do you think about the new title, the New Avengers?
I don't care for it. I was thinking they were going to be the Dark Avengers.
Yeah,
the Dark Avengers.
That'd have made more sense. That would have made more sense. I was expecting that. Then they said the New Avengers, and I was like, that's just cheap. That's absolutely cheap. But I do like the fact that Thunderbolts had nothing to do with Ross. It was a fucking a little league team. I love that. I love the fact that they kept complaining about that.
And the fact that John Walker was the one that said it. And the fact that Alexi and Yelena were constantly talking about who was the one that paid for the sponsorship of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
There was a tire shop or what was the other one?
Oh, dude, I forgot.
I don't know. One of them was a tire shop, and Alexi's like, "Oh no, is this?" The whole thing is just absolutely entertaining. I freaking loved it, and it's like we went from Black American Falcon Soldier, whatever it was called, America, to
Captain America.
Dude, he's not Captain America.
He's Captain. Oh, why? Because he's black. A nigga
No,
can't be Captain America. That's what
still
you're saying.
Falcon.
That's what you're
He's
saying. A
still,
nigga can't be
Steve
Captain
Rogers
America.
is Captain America.
But y'all
Steve
heard
Rogers
that.
is Captain America.
Y'all heard that. He said niggas can't represent America. Y'all heard that first. Y'all heard
Hey,
that first.
Sam Williams said the same thing. No, not Sam Williams. What's the actor's
Like,
name?
he don't even know his fucking name. Sam
No.
Wilson. See?
Sam Wilson. Thank
Sam
you.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Whatever. But no, Captain America. We went from Captain America to and man.
That was a piece of crap compared to Thunderbolts. Because Thunderbolts.
Oh no, honestly, Captain America: Brave New World, I wouldn't watch it again, man. It was mediocre as hell. It was really just Incredible Hulk 2 without.
Well, no, it was like 3 movies pasted together to try to make one.
It's like you get your own. It's like he gets his own movie, and it's not even his movie. It's somebody else's movie. That's what sucks. Because Anthony Mackie could carry it. Anthony Mackie was good. I liked him, but the movie itself, what he had to deal with, I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, it was just like they just wanted to get it out. And Thunderbolts is a story from beginning to end. There is an arc every character goes through. In Captain America, nobody goes through anything except Ross maybe transforms, but that's just there.
Yeah, I didn't, honestly, I heard Harrison Ford. You know, everybody was like loving Harrison Ford. I didn't like him.
I didn't care.
Like Harrison Ford. I
didn't care. He's at this point in time, he's there to get a check. He doesn't care about the roles he does.
Oh, of course not.
He's there to get a check, and people hire him because his name still carries weight. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing no Harrison Ford movie.
That is it. He doesn't care.
I didn't even like the last Indiana Jones movie.
Nope.
But also I like that Bucky's in Congress now. He's dealing with politics.
Only lasted 3 months.
Yeah, motherfucker. I love that he puts his arm in a dishwasher.
Yeah, and well, the fact that he's like, we're gonna get her out of office. Read the ballot, and he's going through this massive
the packet.
You
might want to read the packet.
It's like, who the heck? No wonder a lot of things get passed in government because no one's gonna bother reading a book every day because something needs to get passed.
Yeah, but I mean you see how the Oscars are. Motherfuckers said they just literally just press play and they just do some shit while a movie's playing in the background. So that's probably why we had Green Book win Best Picture.
Yep. Yeah. But I gotta say, this film is absolutely worth it. Bob, by far, is the standout. The fact that he's all powerful, but at the same time, he can't, because if he gets all powerful, he has to relinquish control to the Void. It's like, it has its own story there. So the new Avengers has the most powerful being in the universe on their team, but he can't use his own power. It's freaking great.
I didn't like some of the CGI when he was fighting all of them. Yeah, It was kind of like, I mean, he was getting them though. I did enjoy that scene, but like just the CGI was kind of like, That's how you know they didn't really have that much faith in this movie, because if this was an Iron Man movie or an Avengers movie, that would have looked top notch. Yeah,
but it really is by far one of the best. And let's be honest, Deadpool and Wolverine.
This is better than Deadpool and Wolverine. This is better,
and it is not a Disney film. It's a Fox film. Deadpool and Wolverine is a Fox film. There is no other way about it. It's still a Fox film.
It is, because every fucking villain, the whole movie is them going against Fox villains, Fox X-Men or whatever. So it really is a Fox movie. But no, not Deadpool. Thunderbolts, honestly, for me, it's really neck and neck with Guardians 3. Yeah. I say that because the thing I didn't like about Guardians 3 was the fact that Rocket was out the movie. I'm not counting that. Oh, he was in the movie. He had his background. That wasn't the Rocket we know. That was the origin story. You know what I'm saying? That was that was Rocket's sad story. That's what it was. So the fact that it kind of took him out is what, kind of like, that he's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite. But that movie was great.
After Infinity War, the whole dynamics of the team just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything for anyone anymore after that. So that's the thing. It's just like, for me, Thunderbolts is by far one of the best things I have seen in a long time.
Absolutely. I agree. Like, I think I'd give this movie probably like an 8.5 maybe. I stick with an 8.5. That movie was fucking great.
Yeah, it was great. I'll go back and watch it just because
I'm thinking about going to see it again too. Yeah,
I can relate. I can absolutely relate. That's the thing that I think most people have lost in these superhero films. That's what made Marvel so great. The characters were so relatable because you had DC, which was all about them being super powerful and dealing with like being the hero. What made Marvel great was the fact that each of these people dealt with issues.
I think you brought up DC. I think the best one, if not one of the best ones, yeah, he's probably gonna laugh at this. The Flash, and that's because of the story alone with Barry trying to go back to save his mom. Well, probably because my mom is dead, so the fact that he had to go back try to save his mom, and then at the end, he actually put the pieces back in place for his mom to still end up dying and all that. I feel like that just hit me on a personal level, which is why I love that more than anything.
That's the thing. It's like things need to hit you on a personal level. Like the fact that Thunderbolts is something everyone can relate to. The fact that The Accountant 2 is something I can relate to, having so many brothers. The fact that it's just one of those things that it's hit and miss sometimes, but you have to know how to sell a film. I had no clue that Thunderbolts was going to be basically about darkness and depression. I had no clue.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about you in a bar, you know, in a little cowboy spot trying to dance and shit.
No,
you wouldn't dance as good as Ben Affleck was, but
no.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
To him, it was a mathematical problem. To me, it'd just be I'd get tripped. I'd trip myself.
I fucking hate it when you played that one game on Xbox Connect. What's that little dancing game, bro? I'm like, dude, remember. Just get into the rhythm. You'd be like, I'm like, bro, it's okay. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I was just trying to
copy the steps. I was like, what the heck is going on here?
You'd be stomping. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. I don't do music like that. But
didn't you have like a little dance with your wife at the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
You got video of that? I gotta see that.
Yeah, I got video. I forgot some of the steps, but I only had a few hours to practice.
Oh.
So yeah.
I would have killed that.
Because I was running a fever. I was running a high fever. So that kind of
you was eating that goop scoop.
I still have no clue what you're talking about.
It's the street food in India where you had a motherfucker be sitting there with his feet all out and shit. You know, everything's just dirty, and they just be like, shh, 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 shh. You know, just grab. I know you've seen those videos. They just be like grabbing everything with their hands and shit. Just,
dude, I don't have any food eating videos on my algorithm.
Oh yeah, that's right. I watch those.
Yes, you watch that crap. I don't.
I keep forgetting that. Depending on what you, I keep forgetting that what you watch is how your algorithm keep popping up. So, God, I hope nobody takes my Instagram or anything because they be like, "Hey, why the fuck is this popping up nonstop?"
All I get on my Instagram is ads because I never open Instagram.
I gotta really watch what I watch on Instagram.
Yeah, but Thunderbolts is by far an amazing film. I absolutely
great movie.
Absolutely. And it's kind of sad that it's not getting as much traction as it deserves because Disney's not well respected anymore with their films. So after their Snow White debacle, after their Captain America 4, after like everything they've done, it's a lot of people just don't care. It's an apathy that's formed with everything. But since I go to the movies every day, I'm like, or every week, I should be honest. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. It's the thing that's coming out. I was expecting to be annoyed, to be pissed off, to be unhappy, because the way this was sent out with no fanfare, no ads, nothing. All we got was a trailer, really.
Dude, I didn't see. They didn't popped out with so many trailers. Well, probably you haven't seen it, but every time I pop up on my feed or my YouTube, it's a brand new trailer. Like they've been throwing out a bunch of trailers. Every time I'm at the theater, I keep seeing that shit.
Like I still get a whole bunch of new feed for Fantastic Four. I never got anything like that for the Thunderbolts.
Okay, so was it Thunderbolts just did 76 million for the weekend, 162 globally, and hell, 88% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 94% audience score and an A- cinema score. So clearly, everybody loves the movie, which is fucking good. So hopefully, if it stays like that, it can have some legs and actually do real good. Probably, maybe, I don't know if they can gross 500 million. We'll see, but just judging by the fact that everybody is like, I looked on Twitter, the only thing that everybody is like laughing about is just how fast Taskmaster got dropped. But everybody was loving it. Everybody loves the fact that it's really about mental health and all that. So hey, I feel like they succeeded. They definitely got the job done.
And that's the thing. That's how we can influence what films are made. Pay with our wallet.
Yeah, I hate, man.
Go watch it. That's how you show them what you want.
I hate you broke motherfuckers that be sitting there streaming the movies. Like I saw somebody streaming Sinners. And I remember I talked shit about somebody. It was like, oh, just me streaming ain't gonna kill it. Motherfucker, you plus 100 other 1,000 people or 1 million other people can mess that up. That's like when people say, oh, it's just one vote, then it doesn't matter. Motherfucker, if I'm sitting there, if everybody has the same mindset as me saying, oh, I don't feel like voting, then guess what? That's a bunch of votes. So when y'all sit here and be like, oh man, I streamed the Thunderbolts yesterday. That movie was good as hell. Hope they do a sequel. Well, guess what? Because you and other people are streaming that shit, they're not going to make a sequel. Stop being stupid. Stop being cheap. The movies cost what? $12, $13. A lot of y'all can spend that bullshit on your fucking hair where it looks like trash. A lot of y'all can sit there and spend that on weed. A lot of y'all can sit there and spend that shit at McDonald's. Take your ass to the fucking movies because the movies is dying. Everything is going to streaming. And honestly, I can't stand streaming. I don't like, because dude, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to watch the movie. Like I was watching Another Simple Favor. I fell asleep on that shit. And honestly, I don't know what I'm going to pick. I don't know if I'm going to sit there and watch it again. That's the thing. Whereas if I go to the theater, I'm paying attention to this shit, and you get better fucking surround sound, a big ass screen, and all that. Ain't nobody trying to watch that shit on no fucking 20-inch. Like, come on, man. I'm sorry. Movie theaters is dying. That's really pissing me off because everybody is streaming. Movies in general.
So that's the one thing as much as I hate a Minecraft movie, absolutely despise that film.
Chicken Jockey!
It has revitalized cinemas. I've seen more people in theaters the past 3-4 weeks than I have in a long. I used to go to the cinemas and I'd get a theater all to myself. It doesn't matter what I was watching. Now when I go, there's 20, 30, 40 people there.
I hate it, but that's a good thing.
Massive difference.
Yeah, I hate that, but it's a good thing. Luckily, like I said, I'll be going early. And when I went to go see Thunderbolts, I caught the 2:30, and it was people started coming in later, but I had damn near a whole row to myself. And some asshole, I picked seat 8, I-13. Luckily, when I got there late because it was mad traffic, but I got there right when our MJR was doing their little opening intro for their theater and all of that. I'm sitting there walking during the VIP section. I'm like, yes, I'm getting these seats. But my actual seat is behind me. And I look, and there's a motherfucker in the seat next to me. I'm like, bro, get your bitch ass up. Like, you got that whole row. You gonna sit right next to me? Because I know, because I got my seat. I got my ticket early. So it says that I'm right there. You purposely sat next to me unless he's one of those idiots that don't wait till the movie start before he switch seats. You don't just take a seat because you see an empty row. Hey, we got assigned seats, which means I'm probably going to get there a little later after the previews because guess what? I can. You wait till the movie start, maybe wait a couple minutes, and then you take that seat. So he's lucky because during Black Widow, I got there on time. I had the seat way in the back, in the middle. These punk ass high schoolers are in my fucking seat. So you know what I said? Hey, that's my seat. Nigga, I was about to sit right in the middle of them. I didn't give a shit. And then they say, you know what? Let's go to the next row. And then this little fucking nerd ass weirdo. I didn't know we had assigned seats. Well, how did you get the ticket? You got to choose your seat, dumbass. Learn some theater etiquette.
Okay, so I'm going to disagree with you on that front because remember, during a Minecraft movie's height, during its height, I kept going to the theaters to go to watch a movie. During amateur, they switched my theater. So the ticket I had, the seat I had was invalid. So I literally took the seat in the dead center, which wasn't my seat. But I got my tickets 2 weeks early. Same thing happened with Sinners. Same thing happened with I think it was those two. Yeah,
they kept switching. They kept switching it.
Yep, because the theater that I was gonna watch it in was a bigger theater, yet they were still selling out on a Minecraft movie that they kept putting it in the theater I had paid to watch it in.
Okay, that's different. That's under different circumstances.
Yeah, it pissed me off. It pissed me off.
Sucks.
So I was sitting in the middle where I had selected my seats originally. No, it's not
in the middle.
Yeah, no, it was not the same seat, but I want the perfect sound. I want the screen filling my view. I am not sitting in the back. I am not sitting in the front. I sit dead center, so my head is level with the freaking screen.
I feel you. That's the different situation. So I would do that too.
Yeah.
I stopped sitting in the back. I gotta start sitting. I like sitting in the dead center. It just that I don't know. I like sitting
more immersive, especially in an IMAX theater. It's so much better in an IMAX theater because you hear the talking behind you.
Bro, when I was watching Sinners and I was at the train station, I'm like, bro, why is these motherfuckers behind me steady talking? And I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's the movie.
That's why I love it.
Is that cornbread? I'm like, oh shit. Yeah,
if you're sitting in the back, you don't get that. You have to sit like dead center to get that kind of sound. But yeah. And next week, I mean,
anybody watching Fight or Flight, so you can sit wherever you want.
Yeah, I'll sit wherever I want. Are you gonna check it out?
I might. Like I said, I'm taking my grandma to see Sinners, so I might.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out what to. I know there's another film coming out, but Fight or Flight, I think, was the only one that looked interesting. I think it's another horror that's coming out next week.
Oh, horror!
I forgot what though. Because I remember I don't have many cinemas around me. I just have one.
Yeah, I don't know what's coming out next week, and I shouldn't have did.
Yeah, so I'm checking out Fight or Flight. I mean, it's just a few movies all roped together, just scenes from particular things roped together. It's like, okay, we'll see. A ton of assassins all on a plane.
Yeah, like kind of like a ton of assassins all on a train.
Yeah.
But overall, though, Thunderbolts is probably like one of the best MCU movies since Guardians. Fun, great characters, it's fun, good action, good message about mental health, good villain. Overall, great movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
I can't praise it enough. It's one of those things. I'm excited to see it again. I wanna laugh at all the characters again and feel their pain.
Yeah. Also, I did love that fucking Red Guardian when they were sitting there driving the limo in the chase scene. It was only going up to 52.
Yeah. Come on, girl. And then of course Yelena shoots the car and it explodes. And then Bucky turns up. Oh, it's Bucky. He's gonna save us. And then he shoots them too.
No, honestly, they have some really good action scenes. Like I said, the main ones I loved was the first one when they all meet up for the first time. Actually, just them trying to get out of there was my favorite action scene of the whole movie.
And so I was afraid that they were gonna do it where like Yelena was in charge. She's the girl that knows everything, the common.
That's what I thought too.
And she goes to turn on the power. What happens? It doesn't work. And John Walker had to do what he wanted to do in the beginning. I freaking loved it. It was like, why didn't you follow the plan? It was like, I did follow the plan. You were the one who didn't. It was just like everything just worked out so well. I freaking love the film.
Yeah, I love that whole sequence, especially when they were
leader
climbing all the way up to the top. What was it? Cucumber. When he had to sneeze, like I always had to say cucumber. Cucumber.
The fact that he still sneezes.
No, that was great. Because dude, when they were in the middle and they still had to go all the way up, and then they were already too far. I'm like, oh my god, bro. I'm afraid of heights, so that was just a little too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. But okay, the post-credit scene.
Oh yeah,
the post-credit scene.
Avengers with a Z.
Okay, that's stupid, but that's Alexi being Alexi, over the top and absolutely annoying. He's the character you can get rid of in the next film and no one will care.
What do you think about Sam trademarking Avengers? Wouldn't it be like he doesn't even have? How much does that even cost? Because that nigga broke, right?
Yeah, he's broke. but he's Captain. Like that's the thing.
You don't get paid for being Captain America.
Yeah, Bucky Barnes talks about how he talked with Sam, and Sam was unhappy that they were calling themselves the New Avengers because Sam is apparently putting together his own team.
Yeah.
When was that established in the last film? I don't remember.
It was. At the end, he said he was gonna come up with a. I forgot how it came about, but he said
I don't remember that film.
He did. He was good, which is why I thought he was going to show up in this movie because he's putting together the New Avengers. Yeah,
but it's like the fact that he's annoyed with them because they're. Oh, why not include them in the team? Why not join the New Avengers? It's so weird and feels forced. I don't know that whole piece of dialogue. And Yelena trying to use the smart technology, and the 90-year-old Bucky Barnes is like, "Oh, say this, say this."
Imagine if you're trying to come up with a new team for the Toon Squad, and then all of a sudden Daffy Duck is like, "Oh, I already got my own Toon Squad." Well, no, fool, I'm making the Toon Squad, not you. Rabbit season, duck season, you know. So I get it because it's just like, well, no, like nobody's gonna. I don't know, but yeah.
But that's the thing. That's why I was like, these are the Dark Avengers. Even their outfits, everyone except of course Alexei, who's wearing this yak jumpsuit.
Speaking of that, bro, John Walker's shield looking like a taco, bro.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, we have to talk about the freaking posters during the credits.
Dude, when he was riding that shit,
everyone laughed.
That was perfect.
I freaking loved it. You have Alexei giving a flower to the little girl who turned into a freaking shadow. You have what is it? The Who is Bob?
Yes.
What is the story behind Bob?
They also did a DC Justice League poster too.
Yep.
I was like, bro, this is great. I loved every poster.
They were making fun of all like the superhero cliched posters. They were making fun of all that stuff. They were making fun of like the Time magazine stuff that they've done before. It was all a joke. That's why I was like, just put the word dark in front of your name. Dark Avengers, because the way they're all dressed is dark. They're not bright colored. Look at Captain America. He was bright. Iron Man, he was bright. Thor, he was bright. Even Black Widow, she was bright with the few red spots she had in red and silver in her black outfit.
I mean, she do got a lot of red in her. What's that? A lot of red in her. What was it? I forgot. It was a merger or Marco or whatever.
Yeah. But if you
Ledger,
look at if you look at the Dark Avengers, I guess Yelena's blue eyeliner stands out.
I didn't like that she had blue eyeliner. I'm just like.
Yeah, even Ghost Silver helmet looks dark. Yeah. It doesn't look glossy and shiny because they are dark. They're not supposed to be the poster children.
Yeah,
that's why they're on a Wheaties box and not a Cinnamon Toast box. Who likes Wheaties?
Right. But yeah. Oh, okay. But the Fantastic Four. So so I'm hearing theories because remember the movie's set in the 60s. But they're still going to be with us in present time.
No, so not the 60s. It's a time where the 60s have remained because they have a different power source. So you know how like Fallout looks like the 70s or the 60s or the 50s?
Yeah,
because the nuclear energy it took over. It looks like a futuristic version of the 50s. That's basically what the Fantastic Four is going to be.
Okay, then fuck what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, it has a very 60s vibe because it's kind of stuck in that time frame they have the smartest man on the planet, pregnant with the Omega level mutant. Yeah.
Well, see, okay. Well, anyway, what I heard was it's set. I'm still going to say it's set in the 60s. But when Galactus came and he ended up ended up destroying that world, that universe, or whatever. But then something happened with time travel, and that's how they got here. That's just a rumor I heard. I mean, come on, we're dealing with multiverse. We're dealing with a motherfucker that's the smartest man or whatever. So, I mean, that is plausible.
I mean, Iron Man solved time travel. Maybe they did as well.
That's what I'm saying. So,
but they messed up and did a dimension hop.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But after Thunderbolts, you know, it's pissing me off. You know, every time we get a good MCU movie, especially post Endgame, it's like trash.
Yep.
Oh, that one was good.
And then
the next one got to be good. Trash. So I am afraid. I'm afraid for Fantastic Four because it might be trash.
Well, remember, it's the ones that they praise the most that tend to be the worst. And Fantastic Four has got a lot of traction. And what's funny is, when was the last time we had a good post-credit scene in a Marvel film?
I mean,
when it's not just a joke like the Alexi one.
I was about to say Deadpool.
This one got me excited for the next film. It's been a long time since a Marvel film in a post-credit scene had me going like, okay.
What was the post-credit scene for Captain America? Did they even have one?
I don't remember. That's the thing. That film is so I think that's the one where he was planning on forming the Avengers.
I thought he did that. I thought he already said that at the end before the credits even went. Damn, that movie was so forgettable. That movie's so forgettable. That's sad.
Yeah. I don't remember that film.
Oh, this is okay. This is when what's his name? The green motherfucker, the leader or whatever, is warning him about some shit from like different universes or whatever.
Oh, that's stupid. Okay. A man who studies the how people react in situations. How can he predict the future if it's something coming from another dimension? No, he can understand the butterfly effect, not a butterfly coming from a different universe. There's no possible way the leader can fathom that extent of intellect because it's not a butterfly from this dimension. It's a butterfly from another. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. That scene, that post-credit scene pissed me off when they did it. It pisses me off still remembering it.
But yeah, no, this is a good post-credit scene because then it made me really think about, okay, Fantastic Four is coming out in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so honestly, I can't wait for it. I really hope it's good because I mean, I'm still my Fantastic Four still has Jessica Alba in it. So
yeah. That's still going to be the better one. I'm going to be honest. Even when this one comes out, I don't see Pedro Pascal as the smartest man.
I love Pedro Pascal, but God, I'm so tired of him.
Yes.
Like, he's great, but damn, bro. Like, chill. He's a part of every big franchise. Last of Us, Mandalorian, now Fantastic Four. I know I'm forgetting something. He was only a minor role. He wasn't even Pedro Pascal then.
Yeah, that's the first thing I ever saw him in.
No, me too. And
then I was like, who the heck is this guy? And then he started.
I liked him in it too.
Yeah, because he was a side character.
Yeah, but he wasn't Pedro Pascal. Yeah, he was a side character. But
and he wasn't a good guy. He was a villain.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, we're done with that. All right, what movie did you see that wasn't outside of Thunderbolts?
I only saw Thunderbolts. This week I saw.
No. Let me guess. Something Indian.
Actually, yeah. So it's court state versus a nobody. And I think out of every single courtroom drama I've seen, it goes My Cousin Vinny and this film.
Hold on, they do courtroom dramas too?
Yeah.
I thought they only do like, the shit where a motherfucker have like 20 guns, stack them on top, throw it in the air, and let it circle and start shooting everybody.
Or a chopper, or a fighting a tiger, or
I'm sorry. When I think of Indian cinema, I always think about is the action movies.
Yeah, that there always are a lot of action movies, but no, because there's Pink, there's Jana Gana Mana, there's a Jolly LLB something. There's a whole television show that's based around courtroom, like actual real courtroom stories, basically about how monkeys are in an area and how they have to get them away without killing or capturing the monkeys. It's a lot of weird ones and good ones, but I gotta say the best one would be Court State versus a Nobody, because it's got a love story there that I can relate to, because this girl starts talking to this guy who ends up not knowing who she is, but he's like talking to her consistently and finds out who she is by accident. It's very heartfelt, and you get all this through the courtroom dynamics. It shows the corruption of the courts. It shows the corruption of the political landscape, the corruption of like the police officers, and the fact that like women have no power, the fact that those of a lower caste have no power, the ones who are impoverished have no power, and the fact that the way it ends, it could have go either way, where, because it's kind of like the girl's family accuses the boy's family, because they're like a year apart and she's underage. She's like 17, turning 18 in like 3 months. Yeah. He's accused of like taking advantage of her, blackmailing her, and he's like 19 years old, and it would ruin his life for 14 years in prison. It's the whole thing is just absolutely dark, but oh my gosh, the romantic, and because I can relate to that situation, talking to a woman who in my case, I didn't even know what they sounded like. I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know any of that.
You thought they were a dude at one point.
Yeah, I always tell her that.
This boy fell in love with a dude.
Fell in love with my wife. But it's just like, I freaking love the story. It was so well done because it's heartfelt. Because where My Cousin Vinny is a comedic courtroom drama that does have some dark, somber tones, this one is a romance film courtroom drama that does have a lot of dark, sinister tones. And those are my top 2 favorite. Like another film like everyone loved was Janagana Mana. The first hour and 10 minutes of that film was absolute garbage, served no purpose to the actual story. Because the second half of the film, the second half of the film was a completely different movie, which was a courtroom drama based on the incidents of the first hour and a half. It was like, why not just do the story in the courtroom, do flashbacks? But yeah, that's basically. Oh, and I rewatched all the Jurassic Parks. I finally watched Dominion. Finally.
So we can agree that Lost World is the second best of the Jurassic Park movies, if not the best.
Oh my gosh. So
hold on, you never seen Dominion?
I have just watched Dominion for the first time ever.
All right, what you think of it?
Oh my gosh. These Jurassic films have an issue with doing trilogies. The second you get to the third one, you destroy everything you have established.
See, I liked it because, it has some dope ass action. I feel like it has some good action. The scene where like one there, like that little underground shit where they watching like the velociraptors fighting, and all of a sudden they get into a big ass fight scene, which turned into a big ass chase scene. I love that whole sequence. But the fact that I was expecting a movie to where they now have to live with the dinosaurs, and we never got that. It was about some fucking grasshoppers. I was like, what? That's what this movie's about. And then at the end, we have to live with the dinosaurs amongst us. Y'all said that in the last movie at the very end. And then here they go again with this new one saying the same shit. I'm like, bro, get out of here.
And what's always with these poachers hunting it makes no freaking sense. What's the purpose? These dinosaurs are breeding like crazy. So the biggest issue I had with the Fallen Kingdom was you have these rich and wealthy criminal organization types all meeting under one roof to bid millions on dinosaurs, which makes no sense because those dinosaurs have been free on an island for how long?
Yeah, y'all could have been good.
They could have gone to the island and gotten their own. And it makes no sense. Why did they get the dinosaurs off the island when in that basement they're grazing their own eggs? Getting blue for some unknown genetic reason, sure. But why'd they get all these other dinosaurs when they're growing them in their basement? It just...
Oh, I did like Blue. Blue was my boy. I love Blue.
It was just like, okay,
also,
whatever.
I didn't like Fallen Kingdom after that first half. after that first hour when they're on the island trying to escape. After that, I'm like, all right, this movie trash.
It's just like The Lost World, because as soon as the poacher walks away and they leave to go to the mainland, it becomes a boring film.
Hey, no, hell no. Watch your mouth.
The same thing. It's the same
thing.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, when they're on the island, it's fire.
Yes.
I give you that. But hey, at least with that one though, they're on the island damn near the entire movie. Whereas Fallen Kingdom, they're on the island for like the first hour, and then that's 30 minutes. I'm like, 30 minutes. I'm like, after that, I'm just like, wait a minute, we're not on the island. That's it. I was so mad.
Yeah, but and the issue with the Jurassic World films, I don't think anyone really has a personality. They're all like caricatures. They're not really real people. Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt in every single one of the films. So, okay.
I'm still mad at how they did the assistant dirty in the first one.
Yeah.
That was dirty. I mean, they had her killed by like 5 different fucking dinosaurs, bro.
Yeah.
Land, air, and sea.
the Zara British chick.
Yeah, like that was grimy. Like, what did she do to anybody to deserve that?
Yeah, but like the issue with Dominion is it's like you have a world that's covered in dinosaurs, yet when you get to the actual world sequences, there are no dinosaurs. That they're nowhere in the city. It's just like you would think they'd build communities based around dinosaur-free zones, having walls built around certain communities to like fend off these carnivores or these giant dinosaurs that will destroy the walls just by stepping on them.
Imagine if you were in Florida, because in Florida you have a bunch of lizards and shit. Those lizards was those little bitty velociraptors that killed Peter Stormare in #2. Just imagine that. That's what it should be like. Fuck the lizards, bro. Now we're worrying about that. You ain't getting none of that. Or you sitting there pumping your gas, and all of a sudden, like, fuck, here come that T-Rex. Everybody's insurance is going up. If you really think about it, everybody's insurance is going up. But they ain't do none of that shit. Honestly, they should have did a better movie where you actually had to live amongst dinosaurs.
Yeah,
that'd be an awesome ass movie.
Like that's the thing. That's what the progression should be. You start off with a park that fails. Jurassic World doesn't exist. Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic Park The Lost World doesn't exist. The Jurassic Park 3 doesn't exist. Jurassic World would be the next step. They actually build the park. And then it ends up going to the mainland, which would be the next film, and then it gets released into the wider world. All the continents are covered in dinosaurs. So the third film would be small communities, like what I'm thinking the 28 years later is going to be, where they're dealing with they have to go to the mainland for some reason. So they have to go, and it turns into like a scary film, a horror, because they're having to hide away from dinosaurs. They're having to scavenge for something they need. And maybe there are these wild people that have learned to live amongst them, higher in the trees. But yeah, it was one of the worst, especially to bring Alan Grant and the Ellie Sattler back. And
talking about Laura Dern.
Yeah,
I was so excited.
Came out of nowhere. Their relationship for each other came out of nowhere. They were friends. That was well established.
28 years later comes out next month. Damn.
Yeah. They were. When did you ever get the vibe that they were a couple?
I thought they were always a thing since the first movie.
No.
Damn. Fantastic Four comes out in July 25th.
And then Superman comes right after.
Damn, we cooking with these superhero movies. I'm actually
and then Jurassic Rebirth comes right after that.
No. Superman comes out actually 2 weeks before Fantastic Four, July 11th.
Okay.
Jurassic World Rebirth comes out. Oh damn, nigga, we cooking. July 2nd. So July 2nd, then after that we get Superman. Then after that we get Fantastic Four. Ooh, I gotta have my money right. For July.
Yeah, well, Mission Impossible coming out this month.
Oh, that's coming out next week. May 8th.
Oh yeah, May 8th.
Hold on, no. That's coming out this week. Oh, that's coming out this Friday.
It's coming out this Friday?
I didn't know that was coming out like next week. Let me see. May 8th.
I think it's next week.
Oh, May 23rd.
Thank you.
May 23rd.
I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, no. Damn. Oh, like, what?
That is not being released in my theater. If that was the case,
that sucks.
I need to rewatch all the Mission Impossible movies. I still haven't seen the Dead Reckoning
but I want
one.
to just start. I want to just start from 3. I feel like 3 is where it's just like everything is like consistent with one another. Whereas the first 2 were just kind of like, you know,
they were standalone films.
Yeah, standalone films, and then the 3 on were kind of like just all together now. That's where it really matters. And honestly, number 3 was the first one I went to go see in theaters by myself, and then the rest was history.
You were a big boy.
Hell yeah. I guess my grandparents didn't want to see Mission Impossible 3. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go see it. But and it's crazy. These Jurassic World movies made $1 billion each one.
Yep.
And I think the only one I saw twice was Jurassic World, the first one.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, back in
the rest aren't worth it.
No, not at all.
Because it's funny. I actually was getting the trailer ready to edit my review, and I was watching the trailer. I was like, oh, this actually looks good. And it's like a 2-hour, 40-minute movie. So I was like, I'll watch it on the weekend with my wife. And then I watch it. I'm just like, this movie sucks. They bring all these characters back. The only thing I liked was like the dialogue between the old cast and the new cast. That was probably it, because Grant hates raptors and he's talking with Owen, the one who's raised raptors. It's just like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But those 3 pieces of dialogue isn't worth 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Hell no.
That's more like a Quentin Tarantino coffee shop scene. You have them sit down and talk. That's what it would be worth. Speaking
of Quentin Tarantino, you know he's writing the Cliff Booth movie, right?
I thought he retired.
Oh no, he has one more movie, but they're doing a sequel about Cliff Booth for Once Upon a Time. DiCaprio might return, but it's going to be a Netflix movie. And Tarantino's only writing it, and I forgot what director is directing it, but it's official. We're actually getting that. Because I mean, I think he said this is his favorite movie that he's done, because he did the movie, and then he did like 2 novels. One of them was actually about. I think one of them was about. Well, actually, one of them was the movie, but expanded more on stuff, kind of like Cliff Booth, and then one was actually about the films of Rick Dalton, because they even had a memorial for Rick Dalton saying that he died this year.
Well, he went on set with like a 500-page script for the Once Upon a Time, and he had to cut that down to like a few things. 500-page script. That's already a massive book. That is not a film.
I do want to listen to the novel. I want to listen to that. So it's the novel, and then it's the book, the second novel, the films of Rick Dalton. Okay, it's David Fincher. David Fincher, he did Dragon Tattoo, right? Or is it different? Oh, Fight Club, Girl, Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl. Okay, that's a good director. I'm down with that.
That's some good films.
So yeah, and then again, Tarantino was writing it, so can't really fuck that up. So
I
can't wait for that. I'm gonna check that out.
What's it? True Romance. He
wrote
that.
True Romance. Yeah, and he wrote True Romance and Mickey and Natural Born Killers. Even though Natural Born Killers was definitely changed up heavily, it was still good. And I would have loved to see Quentin's actual version of the movie, because he only got the story credit. But True Romance, that's clearly Tarantino. Like the style of it a little bit, but the dialogue for sure. Especially the Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken scene. I fucking love that scene, bro. That is my favorite scene in that movie.
Yeah. But Christopher Walken just perfect in that. Like, oh my god,
I haven't killed anybody since 1987. Bop, bop, bop. I was like, oh, this is great.
Oh my god, and the fact that he sold that script just so he could write shoot Reservoir Dogs.
All right, so I saw 2 different movies this week. So the first one was Until Dawn. You played the game, right? Okay, so for those who haven't played the game, Until Dawn is basically it's like your usual horror movie. At the beginning of the game, these 2 girls go missing in like this cabin and like the fucking about like the underground mines and all that. So then their friends go to the cabin to find them. One of them they got Rami Malek. They have Hayden Panettiere and a few others. So they actually have a good cast
in the movie.
The game.
Oh, okay.
But you dealing with the masked psycho killer. You're dealing with these creatures called the Wendigos. So it's a lot, and it's basically interactive. So you're basically playing a horror movie. You know, whatever choices that you make has a butterfly effect, and the game can end with you having everybody die or having everybody live, or certain people here die and whatever. The game is actually really good. Peter Stormare is in it also. The game is good as hell. But when it comes to the movie, they completely switched it up because now, same thing, girl goes missing, Franz goes to a cabin, but the thing is, now they're stuck in a time loop. When they die, it starts all over, but the thing is, the first time they die is by like a killer, but then the second time could be by a witch, the third time could be with shit just exploding and all that. It becomes Groundhog Day. It's interesting. The kills were actually funny because there was one scene where they're just like, okay, we're just gonna sit here and wait until dawn. These motherfuckers drink some water. The water has everybody exploding. And I mean, some characters, this bitch had her leg explode, then her stomach exploded, then her head exploded. So stuff like that was that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that was funny because then it's just like, oh my God, just kill me, just kill me, just kill me, just choke me, stab me, or something. Like shit like that was funny. And what's cool about it is it can go from like, Friday the 13th movie, because now you're dealing with this, this psycho killer, which that motherfucker, man, he was just murking motherfuckers. And then all of a sudden it could turn into the Blair Witch Project, or The Exorcist or something, which was cool. But then what gets me is once that wears off, and then it's kind of like, okay, we know what we're doing now. Then I'm just kind of like, all right, well, here we go. Now they just kind of running through it to make it till dawn,
That's
what you
what I was
expect.
about.
But what killed me is what made the movie like kind of boring is you don't care about the characters at all. Like, I don't even remember their names. The only person I even cared about was the brown motherfucker. I'm sorry, I had to say brown. I didn't know he was Indian or whatever. And that's because he reminded me of another motherfucker. Not because I seen him somewhere. It's because he reminds me of someone else. And then that movie has a lot of potential because also when they're trying to escape, because when they make it there, it's a storm. And then when they finally get to like the hotel or whatever, come to find out the storm is surrounding them. So now once they try to leave, dude, there's this big ass like monster, this big ass creature, like a giant, like some Attack on Titan shit, just like waiting for them. And I'm just like, bro, I would have loved to have seen more of that. But it's like this movie, there was no reason to call this Until Dawn. I think like the only character they had from the game was Peter Stormare's the doctor. They had a picture of Rami Malek's character, and they had the Wendigo and the killer. But I'm like, that's it though. Y'all didn't really need to call it Until Dawn because the whole story is completely different.
A good name for the film.
It's kind of like if they did Max Payne and then changed the story up a shit ton. Because even though they added like some hallucinations, it was still the same story. But imagine if, come to find out, he legit, gets actual superpowers. Like he actually becomes an angel, and he's actually, a fucking angel of vengeance. Not just he drinks it and he sees stuff. No, he actually grows wings and just starts. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't even think about the whole family shit. Now he's just, going around, avenging demons and all of that. It's just like, y'all didn't even have to call this Max Payne. Call it something else. You get what I'm saying?
Dude, Max Payne is an amazing film. Trash.
It's a guilty pleasure.
But yeah, Until Dawn should have been called Live, Die, Repeat.
And then the ending pissed me off because when the doctor finally, is going against the girl and explaining why he's doing it, in order to defeat him, he's drinking some coffee. He sits the coffee down. He has a monologue, and the main girl looks up and sees water dripping. She slides the cup over, let the water drip into the coffee, slides it back over. He drinks the coffee, he explodes. I'm like, that's how y'all beat him. And I'm like, this is not over. This is not over. It's got to be another loop. Nope. That's how they beat him. They all survive. Of course, he's still alive because now he's setting up another group of friends. But I'm just like, bro, that was complete trash. And this how bad I did not give a fuck about the characters. Finally, I guess a character for a second we all thought died, like for good. And I was just like, okay.
Okay.
That's why I was. I'm just like, okay.
Okay,
that's cool. That's cool. I didn't care for it. I give it like a 6.5, maybe a 7, only a 7 because they did have some good kills. I enjoyed a lot of the kills, and at one point, you only think they went through like 4 nights. Kind of find out they went through, I think they said 13. So one of the characters always recorded everything. So then it becomes found footage, and then you kind of see them during each loop. And a lot of the stuff looked more interesting than what we was getting. So I wish they would have kept a lot of that in. And actually, when they did that, it actually became kind of like funny because you just see all this fucked up shit happening to them, and they dying, and I'm like, I could have did a lot more. So I feel like if this movie wasn't Until Dawn, it was something else, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. They could have just again changed how they defeated the villain and did something more with the characters. If you would have did those 2 things, this movie would have been a lot better.
Yeah, that's one thing I was worried about when I saw the trailer. It just seemed like it was so much that you would end up not caring about the kills, not caring about the scares less than halfway through, because it seemed like it was just going to do that way too often.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, the game had better action sequences. I mean, everybody was expecting this one scene where one of the characters, Emily, is sitting there have to run down the mountains and all of that. Then one dude, Mike, was in the underground mines with a wolf that he befriended. It was like so much stuff that was so much better than what they gave us. So I'm just like, y'all dropped the ball. Now, I also saw Havoc with Tom Hardy on Netflix. Did you see the trailer or anything for that?
No.
Okay. It's directed by the guy that did The Raid. So action. They have action throughout. And it's basically crooked cops, crooked politicians, of course, gang members or whatever, crooks or whatever. I didn't care for the story at all. Tom Hardy has to, basically save the people that were caught up in a crossfire between this gang and the crooked cops. Forrest Whitaker's a crooked politician or whatever. The thing that got me with this movie, and everybody complains about it, is the CGI. When there's an opening car chase, that shit looks so PS3. I don't know. I'm gonna give him PS4 because everything looks CGI, and I'm just like, why is that? Why does that look like that, bro? Tom Hardy gets in the car with his partner just to drive the city. The whole landscape is like looking like CGI, and I'm like, why did y'all make it look like that? I mean, I think it was an artistic choice, but it just looks kind of stupid. But the thing that really gets me about this movie is it's a lot of action. Tom Hardy is fighting, he's shooting, he's getting down. But the way they film it gave me a headache. Imagine Kingsman's church scene, how it's like really fast paced.
Yeah.
Mix that with the Bourne Supremacy shaky cam.
Oh, so a handheld cam, not a gimbal.
Handheld like a motherfucker. There was one scene where they out the cabin, and then the camera is still just. I'm like, bro, there's nothing going on. They're literally just walking. Why is that camera shaking that bad? And then when everybody gets shot up, it's so like overdone. It's all like, I'm like, bro, it's like nobody reloads in this movie. It's like everybody has automatic guns, so everybody's getting shot like a million times.
Oh, speaking of guns, that just
Timothy Oliphant is in it. Timothy Oliphant is also in it.
Yeah, speaking of guns, that just reminds me of the Thunderbolts scenes where they're comparing their size of the chamber.
Yeah.
Their guns.
Yeah. You're like, it's big, it's long.
Yeah. So one more thing I got to say that I watched. My girl told me to watch Weak Hero Class 1. It's on Netflix. It's a series, Korean.
Yeah.
And the main character, I got to say, so far I like it. I got 2 episodes in. The main character, he literally does a Sherlock Holmes when he fights, and that's pretty dope. And then on his someone who basically forces to be his friend, he doesn't force him, but the MMA fighter forces them into a crew together, and they kind of do like this superhero squad, beating up like drug lords and things like that. And it's pretty interesting. So far, they've angered a kingpin of some sort, and that's where I'm at in the series. I like how the main character, he's completely weak. He can't even run, but he's got like Sherlock Holmes intellect. So he's like looking around, doing the planning. Oh, if I punch this with this amount of speed, this amount of force, if I stab this person here, oh, I can intimidate these people because like he does calls back to like a certain kind of dog training, and he's like clicking his pen, scaring the people he has already beaten up before, so he doesn't have to actually fight them. He just intimidates them, and I that's actually pretty interesting. I like that because
what's it called?
Weak Hero Class 1.
Okay, it's Korean, right?
Yep, Korean.
Honestly, I like Korean shows, Korean movies. Them shits be good as hell.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's got a lot of martial arts, or not a lot, but it's got martial arts in it. Like the MMA fighter beats up an entire team of baseball, an entire baseball team, because he apparently talked to the head captain's girlfriend, and they went for revenge, and he beats them all up, and they're swinging bats at him, and he's just like taking them all on. I recommend checking it out.
I'm telling you, if you like Korean dramas or whatever, you gotta watch Alive.
Alive?
It's a zombie. Actually, I think it's a movie. Zombie apocalypse is happening, and the streamer is stuck inside his apartment, and then he's communicating with the other person on the other apartment across. But like when people die, bro, it's so sad. It is so sad, bro. It's like because it's like there was like maybe 4 people that died, and each time I'm like, why? It's like, oh, I get it, but why? It's like I'm really like invested. And some of these characters, either it'd be like a cop that just got dragged and just getting killed for like a long ass time, or someone that misses their family, or this, that, and that, and this. But it's just like they're not even the main characters. They're really just like cameos. And I feel so bad for when it's time for them to die. That's how good that movie is. It's called Alive. You definitely got to check it out.
I'm gonna check it out.
But yeah, Havoc though with Tom Hardy, I give that shit a 6 out of 10. Tom Hardy fell off bad. He has not had a good movie that I can think of since 2015. Like,
trying to see
what you looking for.
I'm trying to find out who the villain is in the But yeah, Alive. I'll need to check it out.
Absolutely,
I need to check it out.
I'm trying to think like what was the last good movie Tom Hardy was in, because I'm like, bro, really? This is the movie that you did?
Okay, so I hear Mobland on HBO on Max.
Oh, people could sit there and people like the Bike Riders. Didn't me and you go see that, or was it? No, I think it was me and Alex. Did you ever see the Bike Riders?
No.
Okay, before we get into Mobland, everybody liked the Bike Riders. Me personally, I thought it was boring because I mean, it's about a biker gang. And what I like about the gang is the fact that they're not into like drugs and guns or trying to be like your Sons of Anarchy. They're just like family. They're family. They get into shit and all that. Here and there, they might have to burn a building down because they mess with one of their people. But it's good. I mean, Austin Butler is like the main star, along with Jodie Comer, who's like narrating it because she's telling the story to the guy that's documenting it. It's straight, but it's like shit don't really kick in until like the last maybe like 30 minutes. And even Norman Reedus and Michael Shannon were great, but overall though, that movie was just boring to me. So it wasn't a bad movie. I was just bored with it. So I guess you could sit there and say, well, Tom Hardy had a good movie. It was the Bike Riders, but he didn't have nothing significant like the fucking Revenant, Legend, or whatever else came out in 2015.
In Revenant, he really didn't have something significant there.
But it was still a big movie, though.
Yeah, he had the second biggest role.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, and I liked him in that movie, but it was still a big movie. What was it? Yeah, Mad Max. Yep, 2015 was his last big year for movies.
But he wasn't the main character in Mad Max.
2015, nigga. But Mobland, Alex told me so far that show was good. I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it. Like that's the one thing he's in that I think people are loving. I mean, 007's in it, so
that's another reason why I want to watch it. Like I'm waiting for it to go on, because seeing as how I'm not like that excited for it, that means I could just binge watch it. But I'm definitely going to watch that show. I mean, it's Tom Hardy and 007.
Yeah.
I still have to see Peaky Blinders. I keep hearing about that.
Everyone loves it. I started it. I couldn't. I tried. I finished the first episode, then watched the second episode, and I think I have 2 episodes or 3 episodes, and I don't care for it. I don't. My wife is watching it, and she hates it, but she's on season 2. But she was only watching it because she doesn't have time to talk to me because I'm at work. So she's just watching things in the background. I don't care for it. I know people are praising it and loving it, and a lot of people absolutely. I love the actor, amazing.
Cillian Murphy is great,
amazing actor. But my wife was telling me she doesn't know who anyone is. Everyone looks exactly the same, and apparently, she thinks the actress and Cillian Murphy, who are in a relationship in the show, look like siblings. I'm like, I don't know. I only saw it a long time ago, like 1 or 2 episodes. I never cared for it. I couldn't continue. It's one of those things.
What's up? My bad. I was sitting there talking to Instagram. Movies you missed. We talked about The Last of Us. Then we talked about Thunderbolts. Then he talked about Jurassic Park. And what was the other movie you had watched?
Court State versus a Nobody.
Okay, and then I talked about what else?
And Weak Hero, Class 1.
Weak Hero. And then I talked about Until Dawn, Havoc, and now we're talking about just like shit like Tom Hardy, and we're talking about Peaky Blinders. And what's up, Brianna?
Yeah, I just don't care for.
They filming a movie right now, right?
Yes, it's supposed to. It was
The Immortal Man.
4 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, the movie. Yep, the movie takes place a couple years after the finale.
It's the Entourage scenario, and
but at least with that though, they're doing it years after. Where Entourage, they waited 5 years for the movie and said, "Oh, it takes place 6 months later." But they're still talking about fucking Ted 4 and shit.
Yeah, well, it's the Downton Abbey aspect where you do seasons and then a movie. It's the Entourage where you do seasons in a movie, and the
Sex in the City.
Yeah, Sex in the City.
Hold on. Sex in the City. They do a TV show. Hold on, Sex in the City do a TV show, then a movie, and then a revival. Like, come on. That's how you know that character is just Cillian Murphy. I mean, he just won an Oscar, so you can't sit there and say, well, he ain't got nothing going for him. But the Sex in the City girls, ain't nobody fucking watching them on the big screen.
No.
I'm still mad they killed my boy Mr. Big. Pause. I ain't know the show like that, but I knew Mr. Big. The nigga name was Mr. Big. I was like, he died in the first episode.
But yeah, Peaky Blinders is. I like Cillian Murphy. I've always liked him as an actor. I mean, heck, the first time I saw him was in 28 Days Later.
Yes, me too.
First time I was introduced to him, and I absolutely loved it. And the fact that
Red Eye, I loved him in Red Eye too.
Yep, amazing actor, absolutely amazing. Even as Scarecrow, for the little time he was actually,
I loved him as Scarecrow. He just seemed like a creepy motherfucker.
He could have been an amazing Joker if we didn't have the amazing, late and great Heath Ledger.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of that, you're getting ready to re-release fucking Brokeback Mountain.
Of course they are.
I mean, I guess now is a great time. I would not be surprised if they re-release that shit in June.
Yeah, Pride Month.
Ooh, I can't wait for the Pride Parade. I can't wait for that Pride. It's gonna be titties everywhere.
And a lot of dangly bits.
I'm going for the titties. Dude, I noticed that it was in San Francisco. I was walking down Market. I'm just like, Pride Parade. I'm just like, wait a minute. It's half naked females here. Y'all calling me gay for walking down here? Nigga, I'll be gay. Do y'all not see this? I'm chilling at the Pride Parade, fool. What the fuck?
Yeah, you can get video. They don't care. They enjoy that. So
I'm chilling at the Pride Parade, nigga. Let's go. That's where I'm gonna be chilling at. Pink Pony Club.
I don't think you'd mind if you were watching Transporter if the Pride Parade was going on in front of you.
Shut the fuck up. Speaking of a TV show, before we get done, because I got work in the morning.
Yeah.
You like the American Gangster, right?
Yep.
So you hear about Godfather of Harlem?
Nope.
Forrest Whitaker is playing Bumpy Johnson, the dude that yes. And this season they actually introduced Frank Lucas. Like this show
is it on?
Season 4. It's on season
Holy.
4. You got Amazon. You got Amazon Prime, don't you?
Yep. How many
It's
seasons?
on Amazon. It's you said how many seasons for?
No, in total. Will they have?
Oh, that I don't know. That I don't know.
That's something I'm always worried about when they just.
Well, the show's been doing real good, and seeing as how it was like in Harlem and like in the 60s and all that. You know, you got Malcolm X, you got the Black Panthers. They also just introduced Afina Shakur. So yeah, they doing a lot of stuff, man. I love Muhammad Ali. Like this show was fire as hell. There's a character like a henchman on his payroll. Like his name is Big Dick Buster. Like so his daughter gets raped. So at the end of the episode, you got homie tied up and shit. You know, oh Bumpy, please don't kill me, man. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna kill you. Oh, that'd be too easy. I want you to meet a friend. His name is Big Dick Buster. And all you see is him just zipping his pants down. The dude was just like, I was like, bro.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they introduced him in an earlier episode because like they were sitting there like beating this guy's ass and he wouldn't give them nothing. So, you know, you see this big dude they send in there and all you hear is a pop, pop. I'll tell you everything. They're like, damn, it only took 2. I thought it's going to go longer than that. I was like, wow. I was like, when all else fails, you bring in Big Dick Buster, bro. That shit is fun. And he a black dude. So pause. So he getting that BBC, that BDB. That shit is crazy, bro. But like, no, he's dealing. Oh, it also got Vincent D'Onofrio. He plays I forgot his Gigante, an Italian mobster that him and Bumpy always go into, you know, always going at each other. But then they also sometimes join forces. It's really good. You should check it out. Oh, Giancarlo Esposito was in like 2 seasons of it. But overall, though, great show. I definitely recommend it, especially if you like American Gangster. Definitely watch Godfather of Harlem. I mean, Forrest Whitaker as a gangster. Like, let's go.
Well, honestly, every time I hear Forrest Whitaker now, I just think the Wiggly.
Yeah, the Wiggly. A Wiggly nose. A Wiggly
dream.
That bro, we win. A Wiggly. We would not shut up about that. And was it Rogue One? Yeah. A Wiggly.
Believe in the dream. Sorry.
See, before Wiggly, mine was always Street Kings. I used to always quote Street Kings. Oh, they call him Phone Book Tom. Oh, dude. I get it. I understand why you always want him. You want to give Tom a blowjob, don't you? I'm like, damn, bro. Keanu was just like, all right, man, chill out, bro. That wasn't in the scripts.
Yeah.
I love Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker's great.
He like, there's no coming back from the Wiggly.
The Wiggly. The Wiggly.
There's no coming back from that.
Oh God. A Wiggly.
Oh, his most quotable line now.
Oh, got me sweating and shit about that. Or maybe it's just hot. A Wiggly.
That's sad. It's like, I love the actor, but that film, even though I like let's be honest, the Darth Vader scene, that film did his career no good.
Well, I think didn't he voice that character in like one of the cartoons or something? Okay.
In the games.
Did he also say a Wiggly?
I don't know, but that's all you hear when he talks.
Hell no.
He's got the raspy voice. Oh.
Alrighty. So next week, nothing's coming out next week.
Just
except Fight or Flight. For me. Well, all right. Well, we're still going to be talking about the next episode of The Last of Us. Honestly,
and whatever we see that week.
Yeah, I am watching some movies this week.
I am planning on finishing the first season of Week here because I think there's Class 1 and Class 2. And I do want to see all the Mission Impossible, so I'll probably be able to talk about that because
you know what? I'm not going to watch 1 and 2. I'm not going to watch 1 and 2. I don't care to watch those. I'm sorry, I don't, bro. I feel like
it's still my favorite.
Man, 4 is my favorite. 4 will always be my favorite. Yes, Ghost Protocol was fun.
I still had a great
stunt. Reckoning. Damn, really? That Reckoning was good.
Dude, I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick.
Nigga, you never seen Top Gun Maverick? Bro, I never
I've
seen the
Top
first.
Gun.
Stop. I never seen the first Top Gun.
I
Never
love
saw
Top
it.
Gun.
But Alex was like, bro, you got to see Maverick. You got to see Maverick. I went to go see Maverick, bro. I walked up that theater wanting to be a fighter pilot, bro. That movie was fun as hell, bro.
It's funny.
Oh my God. That movie, one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. That was so fucking great. You got to watch Maverick.
Growing up, my family would actually go to vacation in the Top Gun house. Yep.
Ooh.
My grandma and grandpa would take our family out to the Top Gun house for the first 7, 8 years. And then we'd always still go and visit it because it ended up getting boarded off. And then they got demolished. I think they rebuilt it though. But yeah, it ended up getting demolished because it was just too old, too weathered. It's on the beach. But yeah, me and my family stayed in that house for a lot of time, long time.
Oh, damn. Amazon Prime do get all the Mission Impossibles.
Now you have to check them out.
I think I might watch, because I only got 2 days out. I might try to cruise do 1 and 2. I'm gonna watch, I'll probably watch all of them before I get to what is it called? Final Reckoning. The Final Reckoning.
Final Reckoning. Yeah.
But my favorite has always been Ghost Protocol, man. That movie was just too damn fun. I love that. After Ghost Protocol, they started getting more serious because the fourth one was fun. It had humor, it had dope action, of course, great stunts, and then each one, the stunts got bigger, but I can tell that they were trying to get more serious. And I'm just like, y'all losing what I loved about Ghost Protocol.
Well, that's what's funny is it's literally going back to its roots because the first one, well, that was pretty serious.
Yeah, it was probably. And then the second one was just John Woo-ish, just too.
Yeah, but it was also pretty serious when you're dealing with the Chimera and the fact
that he alive. You just stay alive. I mean, it has some cool action. I love the motorcycle shit, but number 3, I felt like number 3 is where they're really like, I don't know, kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Set a tone.
Yeah, they
more like number 4.
They are.
Yeah.
They find who they are.
Because then number 4 is when they really set that tone.
Well, I think number 4, like number 3, they started to do something like more. It was more. It involved more.
I feel like number 3 is it's Fast and Furious 4.
Yeah,
where they know what they're trying to do, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, and then in 4, they kind of try to bring everything together. With including the comedy and everything, and then the 5th one, that's when they start to go completely serious. They're throwing out the comedic beats most of the time, and it's like going back to the first one where it's more Ethan Hunt and a small crew dealing with like a serious thing, something that's serious.
I'm cool with that, but sometimes when it's just too damn serious, it's just like I like when shit is funny, like. It's not always funny, but like a little lighthearted. Because I mean, when he's on the top of that, he has to go on the side of that building and Ghost Protocol, and you got Simon Pegg just trying to explain, blue is glue. Well, what's red? Red is dead. And then he's just sitting there trying to climb up. Shit is just malfunctioning and all that. One, not only is it intense, but like just how he reacts to it afterwards. What Benji has to do. It's funny. It's funny as hell because like, okay, that clearly could have just killed him. But at the same time, you still get a chuckle out of it. Where everything else now is just like, it's like you got to have fun with these movies too. You got to have fun, which is like I love.
That climbing scene just reminded me of like Mission Impossible 2, where he's climbing the rock face.
Talk about when Ben Stiller was climbing that. Ben, Ben Stiller was a stunt double, right?
Oh, he was?
Yeah. Oh, you never seen? So for the MTV Movie Awards, they had a skit where it was Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller even had the long hair and everything. He was the stunt double for Tom Cruise. So when he turns around, you see Ben Stiller with the hair and everything hanging off. Ben Stiller even does the Tom Cruise laugh and everything. You have to see that. It's funny as hell.
Oh,
but
kind of like the what is it? Austin Powers 3 when they're making the Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, that's basically what they did. But Dead Reckoning has a fucking, I want to say a good 10-minute chase scene, which is funny as hell, and it just it's in the same spot as a Fast X. You seen Fast X, right? When they're in Rome.
Yeah.
And they go down the exact same stairs. Fast X, shitty ass CGI going down those stairs. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, of course, they went down those stairs for real. And that whole chase scene, bro, went from Tom Cruise driving, handcuffed to Haley Atwell, to all of a sudden now Haley Atwell and accidentally switched over. So now they're sitting there driving like this. Meanwhile, Mantis is sitting there chasing them down this big ass army vehicle. It was just so wild.
I think it was actually Bourne Identity that made those street chase scenes so prevalent in movies.
Oh, absolutely. Because the first movie, all I think about is that chase scene. I love that chase scene.
Yeah, it started with Bourne Identity, and then everything else started just bouncing off of that. I mean, heck, I've even seen the car design they built with like the cameras and everything on the car, so they could redo the shot from different perspectives while driving, so they could get the people in the vehicle. And so they did that shot several times, driving and everything, just so they could do different. It was the Bourne Identity movies that really made it out.
Oh yeah, because even in the second movie, the best scene about that, the car chase. Number 3, the car chase. Like the car chases were the best part of the Bourne movies. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, every action movie got to have a car chase. I mean, John Wick got some dope car chases.
Yeah, sometimes they're great, sometimes they're meh. But it was Bourne Identity that really publicized it and made people, we need this in our film.
Absolutely.
Because even Indiana Jones 4 has a car chase, or 5 has a car chase
with the horse.
Yeah, with the horse, with them in the rickshaw, the tuk-tuk.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Indiana Jones 5 was boring as hell, bro.
Yeah,
that shit was so boring, bro.
Even the car chase, where you have a geriatric trying to jump into another vehicle as it's.
The fact that everybody couldn't stand Crystal Skull. Watch Dial of Destiny. Kiss my ass. Dial of Destiny sucks.
Everyone hates Dial of Destiny.
I'm glad. Because at least I don't care what nobody said. Crystal Skull was fun. It was a fun movie.
And it had a happy ending.
Yup, it had a happy ending. It was a fun movie.
Get rid of it and Dial of Destiny.
Right. Yes, they nuked the fridge, the monkey scene. I get it. But overall, it was a fun movie. I saw that movie twice in theaters. Meanwhile, Dial of Destiny, I'm falling asleep. Man, they should not have done that. And then you had I forgot his name. Lashif. You had Lashif as the bad guy. Trash. Is that Bolt?
Yeah, he's scratching himself. He's still got the cone on him because of his surgery. He gets his stitches out in a few days.
I miss Bolt so bad.
Poor baby.
But okay, I think that's about it. I want to go smoke and go to sleep.
I mean, next week we'll have a few other things to talk about. Of course, The Last of Us. Then that hopefully we actually get a good episode. I don't want another Jacksonville. I liked what we got. Keep it unique. Don't do it over again. I would like to see like the stealth of them sneaking in, just seeing the action off in the distance. Bolt, you can't scratch that spot. That's what I'm hoping, because I don't want to complain. I'm actually enjoying where it's at, because this was my favorite episode, and I'm like, I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't want it to regress. So that's just where I'm at. And I'm gonna see Fight or Flight. I don't know if you're gonna check it out, but I'm checking it out.
It's a good possibility I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, you got to see Sinners again, of course, and Thunderbolts again. Of course,
I got to see it. I got to see it for the 3rd time, and then for the 4th time with Grandma. I was going to take her on Mother's Day, but like Sundays is our busiest day, and already we're doing a competition where church people and shit like that. Yeah. So we're doing a competition, huh? Mother's Day is this Sunday coming up.
Oh, coming up?
Yeah, this Sunday. Okay. So we're doing like a fucking competition, like whoever the top 4 or whatever people that get the amount we're gonna make for that day, you get like merchandise, cups, shirts, whatever. That's how bad it's gonna be. And I'm just like, I'm not about to sit here until like 4:00, busy as hell, go home, wash up, drive 45 minutes out, then drive another 30 minutes to the theater, and then sit in the theater for about 2.5 hours, and then have to do the same drive over. I'm gonna be dead, so I'm gonna just take her on my day off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2 days from Mother's Day, so it is what it is. So grandma gotta know who Michael B. Jordan is. Everybody definitely go see Thunderbolts. Great movie. Everybody watch Last of Us.
Yeah, it's actually getting good. I was being pessimistic in the beginning, but I enjoyed this last episode. Hopefully it doesn't regress. Hopefully it just keeps getting better. Season 3, let's be honest. Season 3, no matter what, it's gonna have a poor rating.
Oh, absolutely.
We already know that, but hopefully it's actually enjoyable.
And you can follow me on YouTube at your boy Maurice. Same thing with Instagram, your boy Maurice. TikTok, your boy Maurice.
Yeah, and you can find me on Instagram, Netflix, X, Twitter.
Netflix. You can find you on Netflix.
X.
Oh,
X.
Gotcha. I call it Twitter. Or
YouTube.
Actually, don't follow me on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm so glad they hid the likes. I'm so glad they hid the likes, so I could be a gooner in private.
What's a gooner?
Okay, so a gooner. Okay, okay. So originally a gooner. Okay, so there's this guy that oh fuck it. You remember the nigga James from my job that I caught jerking off in the parking lot?
Yeah,
he's a gooner. Now a gooner now is just we just call that shit to a freaky motherfucker now. Cause like now there's Dexter Morgan memes where it's dokes looking like mad as hell, and it's like, oh, when you playing Xbox and your boy say you're getting ready to go to the bathroom, but he's about to be gooning, but you can't go prove it. Or when your boy mute his mic, but he gooning, but you can't prove it.
So when we were playing with one of your coworkers and we heard like a
yes, he kept moaning and shit. Yes, gooning. He was gooning.
Okay.
Yep. Gooner.
Oh,
because there was this guy. There's this guy a few months ago. He pulled up in a drive-through at, let's say, Chick-fil-A, and this motherfucker had his pants down, dick out, and it was recorded. Obviously, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to call the police." And he drove up with a smile, like, "Oh, hey, can I get the dick out and everything? Get out of here! You can't do that." He killed himself later that day. And now his legacy is the fact that he was a gooner. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I learned something today.
Yeah, hey, that's everybody learned something in the last couple of minutes. So thank y'all for watching. As always, I will see y'all next time. Hey, remember, goon in peace.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.
Toodles.
Don't steal my toodles.